Hi guys. Hello. Speaking of naming a company, I was just about to found was book my balls down. Balls which have flown in the last two sessions is great. So I want to invite three very good entrepreneurs from Jaipur. Unlike the flashy entrepreneurs from Mumbai and from Hyderabad and from Bangalore, we have a very own breed of entrepreneurs from Jaipur. May I invite Mr. Sanjay Agarwal first? Please give a round of applause for him. Second guest, Kapil from KDK Software, KDK Software. And the third is Nishant from Cultural. Founder. And we'll stand if it's okay. Oh, great, great, much faster. So good, welcome on board. Can we have some more mics in person? Okay, so I'll start with asking two questions. And then I'll sort of leave it to you. But if we can, just in a minute, or about 45 seconds. Oh, okay. Sorry.
हम तो काम ही करते हैं यार, टकरी है.
You can remove your clothes. Actually, you should see his socks. You should raise your feet and look at the color of his socks.
You don't have the balls, I can.
Why don't you raise your feet like that? Right, so if you can spend about 45 seconds, just give an overview of your company.
No, this is just injustice यार. 1 घंटा सुना है. सवा घंटा सुना है. कम से कम 1 मिनट तो दीजिए सर.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay. It's about me.
Yeah, it's about you and the company.
Okay. It's about me and about. So thank you so much and good afternoon. I am Sanjay Agarwal and what is my second? But I'm a chartered accountant. I'm born in, studied in Jaipur, and I studied up to 8th in St. Paul. Then I failed over to the Papa. But done my chartered account business in '95 and started this company in day one. नौकरी मिल नहीं रही थी और जयपुर छोड़ने की इच्छा नहीं थी. So worked around this company for last 17 years. Done only this job, and I was the first employee of this company. And now we are into 10 states. We are the largest NBFC of North and West. And we do home loans, we do vehicle loans, we do SME business loans. अभी जो कुछ लोग मांग रहे थे उनको भी लोन दे सकते हैं. All startups can be funded by us. And we are into 4,000 people. He's from Jaipur. He's from Jaipur. Yeah. But only loans. You can put me. And we have 4,000 people now. We have 3 companies. And what else would you say, sir? Okay.
And how much funding did you get?
3 minutes. We have
Thank you.
45 minutes to.
Thank you.
Can I give the mic to another very, very interesting startup, not startup, now a very, very successful company, sorry. But just give your personal story.
I am a chartered accountant too. I completed my education. Hello. I completed my education in '98, and then I started doing practice. But from initial age, मैं कुछ challenging करना चाहता था, and I had some interest in IT. That is why I came up with this idea in year 2005, and I started this software business. We are into statutory tax compliance, and we build products like product for filing of income tax returns, CDA, service tax returns, etc. Main target audience is people like chartered accountants. And recently, this year, we have exited from this business. We have joined hands with a company, US company called Intuit.
Excellent. I don't know if you know, Intuit is one of the largest tax accounting software company in the world. And here is a company from Jaipur which has done a successful exit. Bombay, Delhi, we're doing good here. Nishant, your story.
Hi guys, this is Nishant. Originally an electrical engineer from IIT Bombay, batch of 2007. Worked with BCG for a little bit. Went to the Kellogg School of Management, Chicago for my business school. And started out with an online language learning platform on a business exchange trip to China. So I had to learn Mandarin myself, survive as a vegetarian, backpacking around in China, which was really tough, and that's when we started to think about this problem. This online language learning platform is called Culture Rally and has taught more than 300,000 students, more than 3 lakh students across 200 countries around the world. We are the #1 educational app on the Android store today, and we are funded by 500 startups, Rajan Anandan, who's the head of Google India, and a bunch of notable other investors in San Francisco and in India.
So we have a folk here from Jaipur with an American accent. Give him another round of applause. Okay, Kapil, now I'll just dig deeper into your business. So for the sake of all our young folks here, if you can explain what is it, what does the software do, and why do you think there is a need for that software?
Now, since the time e-governance has come into picture, everything is going e-way. पहले रिटर्न हम लोग जैसे मैनुअल फाइल किया करते थे, वो जो पेपर रिटर्न, पेपर फॉर्मेट. Now, income tax has come up with filing, MCA, corporate MCA has come up with e-file formats, XML, PDF, etc. Basically, to create a e-file return, you cannot do it manually. You have to use a software.
Right.
So, what are software?
So tell me something. If I want to not pay tax, or if I want to do underhand transaction, then what do I do with your software? How do you solve my problem? I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs in Jaipur don't pay tax. So how do you solve that problem?
As I told you earlier, all the customers are chartered accountants and we are facilitating them.
Okay. So you have a tool in the software where you can fix the ratio. 60% white, 40% black. Something like that. Okay. But no, jokes apart. So that software is something which is then, it's a solution which the chartered accountants will put it on their system, or is this driven at the client level? So would this software be sold to your end customer? How does it work?
Basically, it is sold to chartered accountants who are filing returns for their clients. So it is being installed at their PC only.
And returns would be everything, right? VAT, service tax, all sorts.
It includes income tax, service tax, EDS, VAT.
And, VAT, okay. I thought you said rate, so I'm sorry. What about how many chartered accountants, how many customers do you have?
We have 25,000 customers as of now.
Excellent.
With the 25, our market share is 20%. Since the software is based on Indian tax laws, we have no market overseas. So as far as India is concerned, we have got 20% market share with 25k customers.
Okay. And these are all across India.
All across India.
And for the benefit of some of the young budding entrepreneurs, give us an idea as to how did you reach those 25,000 chartered accountants? It must be, when you first started, what was the thing, what were you thinking? How did you market yourself? How did you sell?
I started in 2005. सबसे पहले हम लोगों ने खुद का सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट नहीं किया था. We joined hands with some development company and we started marketing their products. Then after experiencing 10 months, I realized that it will not go a long way. And there were some challenges which were coming to us. So then I decided to come up with my own products. So we stopped selling their products and suddenly the entire organization was jobless. Everything was there except product to sell. And so उस time तो sales team था and everybody. There I started hiring developers. Since my background, I am from a financial background. I am a chartered accountant. So when I interviewed, I was not sure कि इससे पूछना क्या है.
Right. SQL database, all you didn't know all of this, right? So how did you go about doing it? It was just a luck, right? You found the right person in the team. And I think that's important. A lot of companies we are mentoring here in Jaipur, and it's an important question for everyone. That how do you create outreach? How do you do that? How do you build your team? That's something we'll try and explore. Nishant, if I go to you now.
Sure.
So just walk us through that experience in China which you were talking about.
Sure.
And what does your company actually do in terms of the experience?
Okay. So I'll take the second question first.
Yes, bro.
So the way Culture Rally delivers language learning is slightly different from the ways you might have experienced it. What it does is it combines social media with gamification, the two most addictive habits that people are sort of addicted to of late, and combines these into a language learning experience. So imagine your own Facebook newsfeed getting pulled inside of our app and parts of it getting replaced into the language you're trying to learn. So imagine you're trying to learn Spanish, one of your friends says, hey Chirag, what's up, how are you doing? Parts of this will start getting replaced into Spanish, and it's all progressive to how much you know. Okay, so increasingly more and more of your news feed gets converted into Spanish, and in this process you discover lessons, grammar, so on and so forth, right? That's the basic model. We then do the exact same thing also on the web. So when you're browsing any website, it does the exact same thing, progressive translation into the language you're trying to learn. Okay, so that's how we're different. We're very contextual to what you like to read, what you like to browse, either on social media, say Facebook, or on the web as a whole. Now, how it all started was when I was in China, as I said, and I'm a vegetarian, so I was backpacking around as a student, right? Really had very little money and had to survive as a vegetarian. That's when I had to pick up Mandarin as a language and tried everything possible under the sun. So I picked up books, CDs, took lessons, both online, physical, everything, bought apps, spent a lot of money, realized that nothing was actually getting my attention, you know. I would take something, study it for a little bit, and then move on, right? Because everything was, all they were trying to do was just make me cram. वो रटाते जाते थे, मतलब they'll give you certain words and phrases and hope that आप वो रट के आगे conversation कर लोगे. It didn't work. What we then thought was there's so much of information people are consuming on the web, right? Or only brainstorming about this problem that I had. We then had our first set of engineers from Jaipur, from our MNIT, who worked with us as interns, created a quick prototype. I went back to the US, showed it to a few people on, you know, taking feedback, whether or not it will work. So that's how we got started. That's how we got off the ground.
Excellent. So, you know, you said about contextualizing, yeah? So it's language learning through contextualizing. So my friend Sanjay with Red Sox and myself, if we were to go to Spain and say it's 9 o'clock and we've had our dinner and we think, Sanjay, we are bachelors, why don't we explore some nicer parts of this city? How? And it would be looking red, that part of the city. Given that he's wearing red socks, I haven't said anything. Excuse me, I need to protect my book, my boss. Yeah. So how would that work? How would that work? I mean, can I actually go to your website and say, look, Sanjay, I just need some simple words to come through, I mean, just ignore my contextualizing example. But can we, is there a user experience where I just need to be there for a day or so and I need some catchwords? And can I go to your company and get that?
Yes, absolutely. So if that is your use case, there are, you know, quicker solutions for you. You go out there and you tell that I'm looking for conversations in a bar, conversations in a restaurant, or
wherever.
Wherever, yeah. And it'll give you conversations that you can use right there. And it'll know the words that you've now learned, right? So whenever you come next, and then you're browsing Facebook or browsing any website, those words get replaced up front, right? So it's all progressive to your level.
Right, and there is some sort of tracking and history.
It's all, yeah, there is analytics, personal analytics built behind this, so it knows exactly who you are and where you
So when I was in Brazil, customers back. So Google gives this facility, right?
So Google,
Because
yes.
when I was in Brazil, they doesn't know, they know only Portuguese.
Yes.
So
Google
I was
gives,
translating them and
yes.
showing them app.
Google gives Google Translate, but it doesn't know where you are as a language learner, right? So it gives generic translations to everybody.
Right.
We personalize this for you. So it's all progressive to how much Portuguese you know, and it builds on beyond that.
No, I think Google also, when I started that app, so they asked me which language you want. So I told them Portuguese. So I was speaking in Hindi and they were giving me Portuguese. That's the same type, right?
Yes, but it's
from
progressive.
India,
It's
right?
personalized.
Yeah.
Nishant, you see, he's asking questions, he's looking at investing in your company. I think you guys should talk outside.
Certainly, let's do it.
Okay, let me
No,
come here.
I want to learn some more words.
Yes, we'll
So I'm not able to get in Brazil.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You need to start paying fees.
Yes, of course, of course. For that work, I give very free.
Okay, so go back to your
Yeah.
financing business. So for the purposes of, I'm not from the financial services.
Okay.
So what is an NBFC?
Right.
Can you
So,
please talk about
okay, so you have to give me one guarantee you will not start this company.
it?
Because there's a formula I have.
All
Like,
right, please.
yeah. So in NBFC, so I think Chirag sir wants the money. I hope nobody will finance you. I hope.
Yes.
I hope, right? So you are my customer.
I'm very honored.
Yeah. So you are my customer. So I think the whole idea was in 96, 97 was to fund those people who doesn't go to bank and who's not supposed to get the finance from bank. So whole, the people like, 3-wheelers, drivers, taxi-wallahs, small farmers, small businesses. So we built on that, or small startups, So startups in different sense, their own businesses. So we started funding those markets. So the market opportunity was always there, and it's still there. The challenge was how to get the money. The whole challenge is about only money, right? So but we had major problem because our funding, our raw material was money. So the idea was either to get to the HNIs and get small amount, but that was not scalable. So you have to build the balance sheet. You have to build the governance. So with the time I learned, if you don't able to build balance sheet, if you don't able to build governance, nobody will fund you, not equity, not money. So slowly we started building the balance sheet. People started, loving us. People started trusting us. People started supporting us. And as of today, we have 4 lakhs customers in different product lines. And we have a book of nearly $1 million now, as outstanding today. And
Rupees?
in rupees is somewhere 5,500 crores. And we have employees. We fund to everybody. We want to take these funds from, we should not pay back. And we want to provide funds where we get the fund on day. So that's the business model we want to work on. But this is very serious business, because the margins are very less. And to fund in those kind of markets which are so vulnerable, you have to be very specific to your business model. You have to be very specific to your processes. You have to be very smart enough to understand risk, and deal it, because margins are too less. It's more of a business of volume, more of a business of scale. Scalability is no challenge in my opinion. We can do wonders. But how to manage the risk? How to that mathematics remain intact? And to build from Jaipur was even difficult, because people were neither trusting you, neither loving you, neither having a confidence on you. So it took a while, good 10 years for me to get first private equity in 2008. But then, because of your execution, because of your knowledge of the marketplace, because of the opportunity around you, and because of the governance, I think we got support from the major PE guys of India. We got major bankers with us, and being not, NBFC more a subject of South and East. So we got an advantage. Yes, there is one company from North and West which is been there and which is want to perform and want to execute their plan to this market. So that's the way we have gone up.
So these 4,000 people,
Yes.
they employ 4,000 people.
Right.
These 4,000 people are employed across India, across the northern India. What's the reach?
Okay. So out of this 4,000, Jaipur would be somewhere 700, 800 people.
Okay.
And Rajasthan as such would be 1,500 people. Other than Rajasthan, because the home state is Rajasthan, Maharashtra would be 1,000 people,
How many offices?
270 odd offices.
270 offices across India.
Yes.
How many wives?
I don't have any wife, sir. Sir, what I learned from my own years experience, you don't have wife.
Right. Okay. So you are a bachelor.
No. Why should I have bachelor? Why should I have wife?
Right. Okay. So you are somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My wife always tells me.
It's called a happy medium.
Yes. My wife always tells me, कि आपको अपनी शादी करनी है. Why should I do remarry?
So do you spend some time? So tell us if the journey of the entrepreneur. See, a
Yes.
lot of young people
Yes.
get very excited.
Yes.
That they say that startup and being an entrepreneur is a very exciting journey.
Right.
But actually it's not. We all know that.
Yes.
So tell us, how do you balance your personal life and your work life? I'm sure it must be extremely different with all these wives you have in different cities. how do you manage?
No, I think the simple thing is this. First, you have to check yourself. Because what I have experienced over the years is this, कि हम चाहते कुछ और हैं, करना कुछ करते कुछ और हैं, you know. We always have good words around कि I'm passionate enough, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to live, I want to have this and that. But that actually needs something on ground to execute, you know. You have to work 24/7. You have to take a call on Sunday morning and have to go to the office, right? So if you want to be an entrepreneur in initial years, Sunday, Monday, Saturday doesn't work. You know, I still don't know which year of the year we are in, honestly. Because you just completely lost in your business, proposition, challenges. So I think if you are not in that kind of mindset, this is week start, weekend, you know, in this part of the world, India, you know, I won't say it typical is US or UK because there things are more structured. There you have to fight it out. Nothing will come easy to on platter, you know. Even people will try to pull you down. So you have to be 24/7 till you realize your dreams. So I think first 10 years.
Hard work, commitment.
Yeah, it's pure, you know, execution. I will not say hard work because it's up to you to decide. Nobody forced me, honestly. You know, I would have done my easy job, I would have done everything. But it's up to you only. You can't compare yourself. Really. So that's one step I want to say. You have to be passionate enough in real terms. Not in terms of bookish. You know, you want to be passionate but not to sleep on Sunday, right?
Right.
So that won't work. And that is second, you know, life-work balance is manageable when you plan your everything, you know. So you don't have to say that I'll take you out on Saturday evening only, right? I can even talk to you on Monday morning also. You know? It's your life. So my simplicity is simple, you know. If I am in mood, it can be Monday morning 10 o'clock, you know. And I'm off, it may be Sunday morning also. So as an entrepreneur, you know, we should be very open up. You know, we should not tag some baggage on us. You know, no, Sunday morning I will only go with my children and take them to park. You know? Sunday morning comes up, you have to go there and work on. And
Good.
then take on the Monday morning.
Good. I'll ask the same question.
So that's my philosophy.
I think Nishant, you should get a vernacular language learning portal very quickly. That's your first customer.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing vernacular.
It's out actually. Our app for India is doing spectacularly well.
Yeah.
Got out 12 days back and it's hit the #1 spot on the App Store. So just launched
That's
it. Doing
Hindi
well.
to English or English?
That's Hindi to English, yes.
Excellent. So tell us about a little bit of your personal side. I think you are a Jaipur boy because you married in
No, I grew up here, went to school over here, all my life spent over here, and then have come back.
There you said, where's your wife?
Yes,
Hi.
right there.
Congratulations. Yeah. I think because of you he's here, or not the other way around, so you must give her full credit.
Absolutely,
Yeah, as your
it's
co-founder.
all the credit, yeah.
So tell us, what's the immediate next? You are relatively young compared to all of us.
Right.
What's the next 2 or 3 things you're going to do in order to scale this up?
So yes, I mean, so this is such a new space, right? I mean, the challenge for us is there are very little sort of examples we could emulate, right? Especially India grown up product companies who've scaled to millions of users or have hit like, big really quick. So for us, the biggest challenge is to stay focused with the product, keep listening to the real customer and keep delivering him the experience that he or she needs, right? And then sort of expand it beyond you know, the language pairs that we are serving. So it's different geographies, different language pairs, so on and so forth, right?
And you have an office as well in the Valley?
Yes. So we are part based in San Francisco and part based over here in Jaipur. All the development, etc., happens over here.
Excellent.
And the SF space is more for networking and reaching out.
Yeah, because Silicon is really silly, and I don't know whom they con. So it's better that you are in Jaipur. At least you get some good talent. Kapilji, tell us on the personal side. You said you were in Jaipur. You started this company. It's a very India-centric company. So when was the first time, before you actually sold the company to Intuit, when was the first time you actually went outside the country? A lot of young budding people always ask me that question. They say, you get a chance to travel abroad, because you're a star. But that's not the case, right? So what's the first time you went outside the country in your life? And tell us about that experience.
So my sister resides in Bangkok, so I visited Thailand to meet her, and I also had a business event. We were the distributor of one company. The company was having a partner meet there.
And this was in what year? This was
2011.
So it was 6-7 years after you founded the company you were. Did you enjoy Bangkok? I will say. Did you enjoy? No, be honest. I think you said no. You said no. And obviously he said no is because his wife was with him. That's why he said. But that's fine. That's not the business. But this whole transaction which you did with Intuit in the US, what were the 2 or 3 triggers? What made them? First of all, how did they find you? First. Second, how did you all how did chemistry? Because this is exit value. The reason why I'm asking this question is that whenever you raise money, whether it is 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, whatever, you always have to think about providing an exit to the investor who's investing money. Otherwise, why would that investor exit? I'm sure everyone here who are seasoned investors would agree with me. So, and this is an important learning or lesson from what I understand from her. So what were the drivers? What were the triggers?
Basically, since Intuit is into accounting, they have started, they have launched QuickBooks, which is the product name for this. So they have launched it in 2012, and we were into tax, so it makes sense. It brings synergies if both products gets integrated. So it becomes a book to tax product, which no vendor is providing in India. Either you are providing accounting, you are providing tax, but once it is integrated, it will be complete book to tax.
But this tax is applicable only for India, or is this now international tax?
No, it's for India.
Oh, it's for India. And how did they find you? I mean, how did Intuit find you? Was it at a conference? Was it at an event? Or did they reach out to you? That's interesting.
And basically, they engaged one big four agency for it.
Oh, okay. So there was an investment. Okay, excellent. In your case, Nishant,
Sure.
What's your exit plan given if you can just, for the benefit of the group, just reiterate your investors.
Sure.
And what commitments have you made so that we can show that the recording as to what you are committing here as well.
Okay, I'm worried now. Anyway, so we raised 3 rounds of financing. The first one was from K Capital, run by Sasha Mirchandani, that was here in India. Then we got funded by 500 startups in the Valley. We got incubated by them. And then in that round, we raised from a bunch of angels over there in Valley, including Prem Jain, who's sold off several companies to Cisco, Bhupen Shah, again, serial entrepreneur over there, and a bunch of others, including Rajan Anandan, who heads Google India, Sunil Kalra, who's again a notable investor in an angel network. And then we raised another round while we were still there, actually between the Valley and here, with a bunch of investors again, also our old investors who followed on, and a few more investors from Latin America and Japan. Now, obviously, the interesting stuff that we are doing, which is sort of getting people excited, is to utilize the context that people are living in, right? Be it the social media context, or be it the web browsing that people are doing, and that gets a lot of interesting analysis, interesting data flowing in about the usage behavior, what these hundreds of thousands of people are doing on the web. So there are natural language processing algorithms, etc., that come in, which makes it interesting for people such as Google, people such as Apple, etc., who are developing tools to do with natural languages, interesting for that data. Then obviously another exit opportunity for us is people who are in the language learning space, who are more traditional, who are looking for newer products, like newer generation products, to then become a part of their whole story, similar to the Intuit example that Kapil is giving. So it sort of fits in that picture as well, and helps maybe someday complete the product story for some of those guys.
Excellent, and we really wish you all the best. And I'll just go into the fact that we are TiE members. If you get all of these guys here to Jaipur, ask them to come do a show for us at TiE.
Sure.
We should just catch them up. About you, so you said Warburg.
Yeah.
Says you're one of your investors. Who else are you investing for?
We have, started with Motilal, which was more of Indian player, particularly Ivan. Then we got the World Bank prize. Then we got Warburg Pickers, and now this Kapil. We have 4 or 5 guys now.
It looks like your exit is an IPO, right? At some point in the future. Do you think there is another round of funding which will happen?
I think already MO got the exit.
Right.
So, what beauty in the financial services is this setup, and you have to be specific to the industry.
Yeah.
Because this industry requires money day in, day out. So, if I am able to grow my balance sheet by 20-30% year on year, I will be requiring money on a second year or 4th year basis on a regular basis, right? So, there is always a chance for an existing one to go out.
Right.
So, whether he can have a secondary sale to the incoming, or you can have
So there could be different
so
shareholders.
there already a free exist in the company, from the company itself. And IPO is there where I got the exit.
Exactly. I was talking about you, not about that.
So IPO is a destination.
So as soon as you do an IPO, you will take that money, you will invest it in Rajasthan Angel Innovators Network, and you will start feeding all these things.
Right. So, yes, of course.
You try and do that before.
Of course.
So, I guess, great story. I'm extremely, except my humility, I could ask a lot of questions. But I'm extremely proud to say that we have 3 great successful stories, businesses, mature businesses coming out of Rajasthan. And I would please urge all 3 of you to contribute through the TiE platform to a lot of these young entrepreneurs which are coming out to help us build our ecosystem. So if you can contribute with your time and with your money, and with your money as well.
Yeah, of course. But advice would be, these guys have also taken the money. All startups should not be difficult while taking the money. Because sometimes if you go, because when I signed up the first agreement with the Motilal, actually when I read this time, they have written me, they are giving me loan. The documentation was like that. It is a loan come equity, right? So had I been at that time, I would not have got the money. So you have to believe in yourself. Whether you can able to scale up, whether you can able to build up something, because that's your story. They are just supporting your story, right? They are not co-promoters. So you have to give them some kind of comfort. If you are a well-behaved guy, and you will success, then they have all right on you. If you don't success, then it's equity money. There is nothing law in India which makes them take your company on. Right? They are not for that, in my opinion. They are here for because they can't work, that's why they are investing it. So, in my opinion, as what I have seen some startups, they are too difficult in negotiations. So it's choice. It's a choice you make.
But it's a function of how who's mentoring
yes,
was in
yes.
advice.
So
But I think a healthy piece of advice for anyone. And thank you very much. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.